There's a revolution happening right now, and its victims are begging to be conquered. Picture this: a world where the oppressed don't just tolerate their chains, they polish them. Where servitude isn't imposed by force, but embraced with gratitude. This isn't science fiction. This is the ultimate revolution, and it's been quietly perfecting itself for decades. Throughout history, control has meant violence, torture, imprisonment, terrorism, crude tools that eventually break down because, as one observer noted, you can do everything with bayonets except sit on them. Pure terror has an expiration date. People eventually resist, rebel, or simply refuse to comply. But what if you could eliminate resistance entirely? What if instead of breaking people's will, you could reshape it? What if the controlled could be made to love their servitude? This isn't theoretical anymore. The science exists. The techniques have been tested. The results are terrifying. Ivan Pavlov unlocked something profound in his laboratory. His conditioning experiments revealed that stress and fatigue create windows of vulnerability where suggestions sink deeper than normal consciousness. Religious leaders discovered this intuitively centuries ago. John Wesley perfected conversion techniques that pushed people to psychological breaking points with hellfire sermons, then offered salvation as relief. The result? Instant, devoted followers whose new beliefs became unshakable. But Wesley was working with intuition. We now have the blueprints. Modern brainwashing programs have weaponized these principles. Chinese communist re-education camps didn't just use physical torture. They combined psychological stress with carefully timed relief, creating what researchers call involuntary acceptance. The conditioning penetrates so deeply that victims defend their captors even after release. Here's what should keep you awake at night. The numbers. 20% of any population can be hypnotized instantly. Not gradually, not with effort, immediately. These same individuals respond to sugar pills as effectively as morphine. They exist in a state of perpetual psychological readiness, waiting for the right voice, the right message, the right moment. History's most successful demagogues understood this instinctively. They didn't stumble into power. They studied human weakness like a science. They scheduled mass rallies at night when exhaustion made minds more pliable. They used repetition, rhythm, and emotional crescendos to bypass rational thought entirely. The difference between then and now? Scale. Ancient tyrants shouted themselves hoarse, reaching hundreds. Modern manipulators can touch millions with the flip of a switch. Television, radio, social media? These aren't just communication tools. They're psychological weapons capable of creating mass hallucinations. 20% might not sound like much, but it's enough. 20% of true believers can overthrow any government, reshape any culture, silence any opposition. They become the enforcement arm of their own oppression, and they do it voluntarily. The techniques are becoming more sophisticated every year. Neuroscience reveals new pressure points. Technology offers new delivery methods. Marketing psychology perfects new triggers. We're not just approaching the ultimate revolution, we're living through its early stages. The most chilling part? It might be marketed as liberation, as progress, as necessary for the greater good. The boot stamping on humanity's face forever won't be seen as oppression. It'll be welcomed as protection. This isn't inevitable, but it's probable. The tools exist. The knowledge spreads. The temptation grows stronger with each passing year. Those who would use these techniques don't see themselves as monsters. They see themselves as saviors bringing order to chaos. The only defense is awareness. Recognition. The ability to spot manipulation before it takes hold. Because once that 20% is activated, once they truly love their servitude, the revolution will be complete. And unlike every revolution before it, this one won't need to be sustained by force. It will sustain itself through the grateful compliance of its victims. The future isn't written yet. But the pen is in someone's hand, and they're already outlining the final chapter of human freedom. The question isn't whether these techniques will be used. It's whether you'll recognize them when they are. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it. The revolution depends on people staying asleep. Your awareness is the resistance.